Hello, Grant. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, just a minute. Just work it out. Hang on, speakers off.
That's all right. Looks like we've got you
Hang
coming
on.
through.
It's all a bit complicated. Oh, hang on a minute. That might be it. Hang on. Oh no. There we go. And let me just turn the video on. There we go.
That's all right. We're slowly going to come on ourselves. Hello, Grant.
Hey,
So
Now
we've
then, how
got
are you doing?
good, thank you. Yourself?
Yes, very well.
Excellent. It must have been a very busy few days for you.
Well, it's been pretty exciting, for God's sake. Yeah, it's been a bit of last week was a bit of a high point in my career, should we say?
Yeah, of course. It's been absolutely massive, man, and the response has been unbelievable. Of course, as you'd expect.
Yeah, I guess I didn't quite expect it to be as big as that. Like I thought people would get excited, but seeing some of those fan reactions was just off the scale, right? I mean, that one in a Nintendo store in New York was like incredible. I mean, and I remember me and Davide went there to launch Mario Rabbids, so I know the store very well. I mean, it was yeah, it was like unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you've been having to bat off all of these rumours about it as well for a long time. So I'm sure you imagined it was going to kick off.
Well, I think over the years I really thought they would never do it.
Yeah,
I honestly
I
thought,
thought I honestly myself thought that was it. Never, ever.
yeah,
So
I kind of
surprised.
felt like because I kind of felt they would have done it by now.
Hmm.
Because Banjo's been around for a long time. And so I always used to say to people, pigs might fly. That's what I used to say that, or dream on. It's not going to happen. But
they did
then
dream
I got
on.
well, yeah. But then I got the kind of thing in sort of January-ish this year. So from that point onwards, I had to kind of maintain the facade of saying it was never going to happen, even though I knew it was going to happen. So that was I felt bad about lying, but I had no choice.
No, no, it's exciting because as a fan, like look, because on the day I couldn't believe it myself, and I looked back and was like, man, you have been so tight-lipped about it. It must have been really exciting, and it made it so much better because there wasn't really any leak or even any rumor. I don't think
Even in
Mm.
it was just there.
2019.
It just appeared.
Yeah, there was a few things like merchandise things were getting sort of heated up a bit. That kind of thing, like that new banjo backpack thing and all that was coming out.
Mm.
Um, But as I said, I really think like Nintendo kept it super secret. Like I know it was really on a need to know basis. Like I was at the ET last week, and I went to the Nintendo booth, met some of the guys there, and even some of the guys there didn't know until the actual trailer.
Right, that's
Oh,
incredible.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the PR guys I talked to only knew found out 2 weeks ago. You
So,
know, and I know like only a few people at Rare knew about it. It was kept very need to know, like so it just didn't get anywhere. No, that they're super secret like that. And rightly so. It was such a big kind of thing that if it got out, it would have spoilt it.
and
But
obviously, it's really unusual for someone else to be brought in rather than an in-house guy. We've been talking about that as well.
yeah, no, that was a bit. I'd realised that really until I did it. Because I kind of thought, surely they use loads of other guys, to do it. I didn't really think about it, and it wasn't until I looked at the kind of the Smash credit list that I noticed that they're all Japanese guys.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, bloody hell, am I the first Western composer to do it? I was talking to Davide and to me son the other week there, like you do, and I was sort of saying, Davide, the guy, my rabbit's
Mm.
creative director, and like, I am the. It looks like I'm the first Western composer to touch Mario and the first Western composer to get into Smash. That might not be true, but I've done a little bit of digging. It looks that way right now, and I keep thinking, how the bloody hell does that happen to me? It's like it's a bit bizarre, you know. So it's a little bit like, how did I manage that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I remember speaking to David Wise and asking him like how much involvement he had in his Smash Brothers tunes, and him saying no, it's all in house and all of that stuff. So yeah, it seems like absolutely everybody just gets the in house treatment. Um, so you say you had no sense of that. So do you feel like that kind of helped when you were actually composing? Then, like you didn't feel this extra pressure then from that.
I think sometimes I don't like revisiting old music
Hmm.
because I always feel that when I do it, I just make it worse. I don't make it any better. I'm not great at polishing, right? So like usually when I write something, my first idea is my best idea. If that's not good, I'll just start again because I'm just not very good at making things better than they already are. If the crap. So and it wasn't. So I had to kind of think about how I do it. So once I got a vision in my mind about how I thought Spiral Mountain might go, and in my mind I was thinking like a Indiana Jones. That I was thinking of that kind of that treatment off the tune, right? So once I thought about that, I thought, oh, I could do it like that, and so that's what kind of kicked it off. And like I say, I did the orchestral, but I sent Nintendo like maybe 32 bars or whatever it was at the start of it to sort of say this is what I think it should sound like. and it was all the orchestral bit at the start. And they said, yeah, we like that, great. Send us the next bit. And then I put the banjo bit in the bit, and then they said, oh well, we think that the banjo bit should go at the start and the orchestral bit should go at the end, which is kind of contrary to the advice they gave me when I first got the kind of PowerPoint document, which kind of said, big start, big intro, hit them with a theme, drop it down towards the end, loop it round, back up again. That's how all the Smash tunes go. But when they heard mine, they said, oh, we like to do the quiet bit at the start, make it small, not a lot of reverb, keep it really dry. And they kept getting me to make it drier and drier and drier. And then at the end of it, go completely epic and wild. And that was also kind of contrary to the document. The document sort of said, you don't go crazy, it gets in the way of the sound effects. And so I was like, oh, so really they completely contradicted what they sent me, which was very flattering to me if they liked my stuff, the way it sounded. And I think they also said, we don't think anything else in Smash sounds like this. So it's quite a good way to do it. It's different. It makes the music different to the other tunes. Having a new character makes it a bit more special. And, so it kind of worked a bit like that. And it was super nice to me, like the Nintendo guys. And, I didn't actually get to speak to Sakurai directly because he's not great at English. So it all comes back through Nintendo as a middleman, because they've got like lots of great English speaking guys. And so yes, it came back like that. But I mean, very little. They were super easy to work with, super nice. So we think that's great. Maybe can you change that a little bit? A little bit. It was mostly things like, can you add in maybe a counter melody, or could you maybe make it the reverb a bit less? It wasn't so much the kind of the form of it all. They were super nice.
It's interesting it went back and forth that much.
Yeah, man. It sounds like they really did throw out the rule book for you, Grant.
Yeah, no, it's I'm obviously massively flattered that they chose to ask me in the first place, and it seemed to like treat me with a little bit of reverence. It's the big I don't feel like I should be treated with any reverence whatsoever, so that was a bit odd. But they were just nice, and I think that the way they get presented to me was they sort of seemed to be genuinely happy that I was doing it, and they kind of felt like they couldn't do it without me, and so it was just super nice. I was very flattered, it really was.
Yeah, that's sweet. And obviously you must be super busy at the moment, because if I'm not wrong, you've got some stuff going on in the new ukulele game as well.
Well, yeah, but I did that a while ago, right? So, I must have done that before Christmas. I think I must have done the bulk of it before Christmas last year, and then I did one more tune. I think I feel like it maybe was back end of last year, maybe early this year. So that was done a while ago. Games are always, you get the music done way before the end of the game, usually, because you have to go through testing and all that, So no, I think that's coming out. I'm not sure. Well, this year, I'm not sure when. I guess back end of this year that'll be out.
Right.
But it looks great, plays great. I really feel they got a winner on their hands. I really do.
I'm a huge old school fan, so I'm really looking forward to that. We've had a question through in the chat, which I doubt you can answer, but we'll throw it at you anyway, just in case. Someone's asked if to the level of whether there's much more of your actual music in the game, or whether there's other remixes. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to talk about that.
Well, I guess I can. I haven't heard anything apart from my own piece. But obviously, there's going to be remixes in other remixes for definitely. They can't have the banjo on just one piece, right? So it makes sense that there are other pieces in the game.
Of course,
I just haven't heard them. I don't know who's done them. I haven't heard them. They did ask me for a couple of original ways from the original game. I don't know if that was a reference or I don't know. So really, honestly, hand on heart, and I'm not lying.
No,
I haven't heard a single note of anybody else's. And in the doc they send, they like to keep the Smash composers very separate, so not even the guys that do the remixes know what the other remixes are doing. So they say, don't talk to anybody else about it. Just do your own thing. Talk to us. So it's Nintendo. I've got a very exacting way. They've done it for years, so they know how it works best.
Yeah.
So I honestly haven't heard a note by anybody else. But there must be other stuff in it. There has to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's going to be really fun to hear.
Maybe it could be the in-house guys riffing off what you laid for them. You say they needed you. They needed you.
Yeah, no, you don't know, right? So, I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing it, really. It's going to be exciting to hear, because regardless who remixes it, I still wrote it. So,
yeah, of
I'm
course.
still going to have a number of pieces of music in Smash, which is, for me, is just amazing. My son plays it to death, so he's going to be super excited, So, it's been, someone said to me, like, career highlights, and like, I think, honestly, like Mario Rabbids and doing this has been so big for me just personally, because like, getting to touch Mario's is unbelievable, and getting to get a piece of music in Smash is also unbelievable. I mean, even though like making the Banjo game in the first place, back in those days there was no internet, there was no instant feedback from people whether they loved it or hated it. So you get that thing where you get that instant Twitter just goes ballistic for like, a week, people going crazy over it. And so it's different now. You really get to feel what the fans think of it rather than waiting for some kind of magazine review, which back in 1995, you waited for N64 magazine to come out, whatever it was, or IGN to review the game a month later, and you see whether they liked it or not. You had no idea how it's going to go, but here it's instant, within 10 seconds, my Twitter went ballistic,
Absolutely.
So I think that you really get that instant sense of people loving it or hating it,
Yeah.
Did when they told you they were did they tell you they were releasing the news on the day, or was it you open your Twitter and see thousands and thousands of people loving it, or did you get braced and crack a beer and was like, okay, T minus 5 minutes?
Well, it was 9 a.m. here, so it's a bit early for beer.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Orange juice.
Yeah, orange juice. Yeah.
Yeah. But I knew it was going to be announced on that Nintendo Direct. I knew that, and I sort of said, what can I tweet out straight away? And they sort of said to me, yeah, that's fine, but sorry, no, it said to me, please send us what you're going to tweet. And I did that little video. I said, please send us a video so we can kind of okay it, because they have it very organized in a very set manner in Nintendo. So I knew what I was going to tweet. I knew what they were going to tweet, and they knew what the video that I had done. But it said you can't tweet out until it's officially on the Smash website. So the direct started at like 9, and I guess like 9:40, 45, whatever it was, they kind of did the banjo thing. And then my Twitter went ballistic, and I had to sit there and not reply to anybody for like 2 hours. I had to wait till 11 o'clock until it was on the Smash site. And I got the okay from the Nintendo, the guy at Nintendo that I was working with in Nintendo America. And he said, "You're right, you can tweet it out now." And I did it, and then they tweeted it out as well on Nintendo America on their Twitter. But I just had to sit there and kind of not answer. People were going, "Who's done the music? What's going on?" Grant's super quiet. I was here. I was just bursting to go, "I did it! So like it was good. Also, I got to watch it and all go past, but I just wanted to get right on it, and I couldn't have to wait,
Yeah, well, I was loving it even as a fan. And if we're not taking up too much of your time, we've got 3 more questions in the chat, and then we can leave it there.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, no worries.
So someone's asked how you feel about Nintendo's remix of the DK rap.
It's good. I mean, it's better than mine, for God's sake. I mean, mine's the worst of the worst, right? So anything's better than that.
Yeah, I remember when it came out. That was actually my first time hearing it, because unfortunately I never owned an N64 back in the day, so I never got to play DK64. So it was always my first one. But I love your version because it just sounds so old school now, and like it has that Run DMC sound.
That's basically, it's bloody old, right?
Yeah, true.
Because I'm bloody old. It's that thing where, I mean, anybody that does the DK rap between then and now, it's bound to be better because everything's better than it was then, right? I just had crappy samples and all that, So I did my best.
You can't beat the original. You can't beat the original.
No, it's Grant himself playing guitar, right? If I remember rightly.
Yes, I'm on that. So my bloody phone's gone a bit funny. There we are.
That's okay.
Back on.
Hey.
Actually, we're having a look at your mug, I think, now.
Oh, for God's sake.
Grant's coffee.
I know, it's too complicated. Where's the turnaround thing?
Well, there's an exclusive.
I've got one of those bloody Ring doorbells. It just went off and it just made it all go funny.
That's all right. You don't have to go or anything, do you? Because I don't want to hold you up, of course.
No, not at all.
All right.
That question.
Nintendo stuff's brilliant, always.
Yeah, it always is, yeah.
That question was from your fan, Redial.
Yeah, he's been in here from the start of the show just for this.
Buzzing.
Hello, Mr. Redial.
So we've also had from Lumion Games, has asked if there was a particular game or soundtrack that was a unique challenge that you remember fondly. Interesting question, I thought.
Or not so fondly.
Or not so fondly is also put.
Yeah, I've been lucky to work on stuff that I've always really liked, I think, really. I've not had much that I haven't thought was any good. I did do that Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, which is a pretty terrible game. And I had to do like a full synth soundtrack for that. I hadn't done synth for a little while at that point. It was like 2012, I'm guessing, or 13, somewhere around there. So that was good fun. I really enjoyed it. I hadn't done it for a while, so it's kind of good to get back into synths again and mess around with those.
Right, that's interesting. I'd like
nothing
that.
Nothing that I've really done that I think that I found super different. Like, I suppose you really like doing GoldenEye right at the start. Like, I'd never done a game before, you know. And so I had to get straight on that and work on it and go, Oh bloody! I didn't even know how the stuff worked. Never mind writing music. I had no idea how the kit worked. How to make anything work. So that was it was challenging, but it was great fun.
Yeah, it's definitely one of your more electronic ones, GoldenEye as well. That's what I had in mind, as sticking out
Yeah,
as a little bit different.
yeah, and I kind of feel like when I first started, that was the way things were. It was a bit like that kind of synth orchestra hybrid. So you used orchestra like strings and stuff as well as synthy stuff. So. And I guess that suited my background. I was more rocky and all, kind of. So I didn't really get to the proper orchestra stuff till a bit later.
That's true. Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, I mean, it was challenging to try and get it to work. I mean, God Almighty, I'm surprised it even still bloody works to this day.
Well, the last question we had from a regular listener was how much nostalgia you actually have for your old work. Like, do you have much nostalgic feelings going back to something like Spiral Mountain?
Oh my God! I was in floods of tears when they did the video thing on last week. Absolutely. I mean, like even though I'd seen the fight background, but I hadn't seen Banjo on it because they sent me a video of like the characters on Spiral Mountain fighting, but not Banjo, and so I'd seen that. But I mean, there's that reveal video. I hadn't seen that either, so I saw it fresh like everybody else, and it was I was in floods of tears like everybody. I really was when he first comes down. It was a perfect reveal. Nintendo do that stuff so well. It's up in it, and it's the whole thing with the duck hunt and all. I know the King K. Rool was the same way, but I just feel like it was perfect. And when and seeing people's reaction when Banjo lands and you get Banjo's ready to go. I mean, I went as crazy as everybody else, and I knew it was coming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So absolutely, just I don't know. You run out of superlatives really. You kind of go. Those are like once in a lifetime events. I think you get like I said something else before. Like when you see people completely lose control with happiness, and it's such a raw human emotion that I think it touches everybody on a human level. Like watching people get so massively excited at the reveal and on the videos and getting just crying and laughing at the same time. And I find that genuinely touching. That I was the same way, and seeing people feel like that. It's just the nicest thing in the world,
I think Nintendo have quite a way about them that really does reach out and grab the fans of their console more so than any of the others. They really have a homely family feel, and they really do doff the cap to the fans and the creators of their games.
Yeah.
And everything, everyone involved.
Yeah, funny enough, I was in the shower this morning. I was thinking that exact thought. In the shower, you have these thoughts, right? I was thinking there's something special about Nintendo. It's not the fan devotion doesn't seem to be the same to Microsoft or to Sony. I mean, to the games maybe, but not to the actual company. I feel like Nintendo itself has that bond with the fans. It's so different to everybody else. There's real Nintendo fanboy, fangirl, thing going on. It's hard to quantify why it is. It just seems to be. It's like putting on your favorite pair of slippers when you go home at night. It's like that, and it's like that's got that coming home thing. It is bizarre. I think you do really feel that with Nintendo, and it's just something they seem to nurture. I don't know if it's intentional or just the way they are, but it's that cultural thing. But there's something about it that touches everyone's hearts in a different way, I think.
I think they managed to create, familiar emotions within their games and an innocence that people's, like a timeless love.
Yeah, that's that homecoming feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Whereas, not to diss Sony or Microsoft, but they're more businessy.
Yeah, there's definitely that element.
It's kind of, not to bring anyone down, but Nintendo really do, have the heart of the fans.
Yeah. Well,
I remember.
Go on.
Like I remember at Red, he used to always say, we make a toy. It's a toy. We're like a toy company. We make we're not too concerned about the console being mega powerful or having multiple functionality and all that. It's more about it's a games machine. We're making a games machine for people. Like they're really adamant about that. And they can equally be completely right. It's completely wrong. So the Wii was amazing. The Wii U not so much. But they were getting there. And then when you get to the Switch, it's just so brilliantly fantastic, and they're not scared to innovate. No. I feel like when I was working at Rare and Microsoft owned us, I don't feel like there was any innovation. They just copied somebody else. They brought out the Kinect thing because Nintendo had one. It's a bit like that. I kind of feel that Nintendo, and in some respects, they might be right. Like, Nintendo do take risks, and sometimes they fail.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
but they're always trying.
yeah,
Striving towards something.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant idea the Switch is, right? I mean, you get the practically near same game quality on the go. I mean, what a fantastic idea! And you stick it back in the dock, and it's back on the telly, and it's it's just a brilliant gadget, right?
Every time I've got it in my hands, I can't believe actually that they've managed to fit that in. Sometimes, playing Smash Brothers with all these characters and stages and music, and
one more extra character now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, it's 2 more to go. Yeah, 2 more to go, right? So I wonder who's next.
Yeah, there's still a lot of who's next in Dale. The unrevealed characters.
Grant, have you got any characters you would like to see in Smash? Now that yours has been revealed.
Joanna Dark. Let's get Joanna Dark in.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I've seen some pictures of you yourself in there.
What, fat bloke from London?
Oh yeah, there's some special moves there, I think. Yeah, definitely.
I could definitely do a good fart, I reckon. That was
Yeah. Joining Warrior.
That'd be your save move to get back on the map.
Yeah. Fish and chips in the face.
Right. Yeah. But speaking of all the fan support, it's been really going off in the chat. There's a lot of people in here who absolutely love you, and they're all actually saying how excited it is to see you live. So that's lovely just for this show. So Grant,
I tell you what, think about that. I'm not the kind of bloke that likes the ego thing, right? I don't like that at all. I just think I'm a bloke that writes tunes and people like them now and then, which is brilliant, right? So I really, having people that follow me and tweet at me, it never gets old on me. That, I mean, I'm honest about that. It never gets old on me. I just kind of go, bloody hell, there's someone there's taking the time to type something, and if I've got time, I will reply. Like, I really don't take that lightly at all. Like, I really find that I think I always say, like, for a composer to have one person that likes a piece of music, something that come out of your head, that's amazing, right? And to have a few people that like my stuff, it's like, that never gets tired on me. I always think that's just a really super special thing that I'm super grateful to have, and it's very humbling, So I always try to get across that fact that I'm not an egotistical wanker. I try not to be, I don't like to be like that. I like to just be a normal bloke like everybody else, So who just write. It's my living's making music, your living's digging the roads. I don't think it's any different, you know what I mean? So no, I really appreciate that, and so thank you all those people who are saying nice things about me, because I really try hard to be nice back.
No problem. They're all saying that they love you, and we'll be celebrating Banjo a little bit more right now, because we're going to listen to Banjo Land actually from Nuts and Bolts, which is that super mega medley.
Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed, it's that concert. We just announced a concert yesterday called Game. Yeah, so like
I meant to bring that up.
Yeah, in LA in October. So it's me and Oscar Wintry, Lena Rain from Celeste, Jake Kaufman. Oh, I forget the Christ,
Laura Shikihara.
Yes, I couldn't think of how to pronounce the name there.
Okay.
And so we're all doing this. We get like 20 minutes each, and I am going to do Banjo Land at that gig, because it's a great medley of all the banjo stuff, stuck together. So we're going to be doing that live at that concert. I'll do some. I'm not sure what to pick else as well as that, but I'll be doing that one for definite for live.
Yeah, absolute classic. We've just had people wanting to thank you now again. Thank you for the whole childhood soundtrack. Which definitely applies
I'm very honoured to be part of it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And again, thank you for the call in, Grant, and we'll stay in touch as always.
Anytime, gents. No trouble. Give me a shout.
Will do.
Good luck with the concert, Grant. I hope it goes banging, man.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, we'll have to see what way. I'll be headbanging to me on Suffolk.
Why not?
Yeah, well, we'll check in with you on that one probably come October.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be cool. Let's do that.
All right then. Well, have a good day, Grant. See you later.
Great to talk to you,
Bye.
man.
Bye for now.